All right, we should be live. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining for another one of Top Shelf Whiskey's halfway to 1 million views special podcast and live stream. Dustin, say hi to fellas. For another one of
Cheers, guys. How you all doing today?
halfway to 1 million views.
Oh, sorry. I have YouTube up because apparently I'm an idiot.
At least it wasn't me this time, Dustin.
Well, we were having a little audio-visual issues getting started, so I had multiple browsers trying to make sure everything was working. And, I switched browsers and thought, I need to open another window for YouTube. No, I don't open.
So we'll do a couple things today. We just want to, have just a pretty much general whiskey conversation. We're going to pop a couple of bottles here, bottles that subscribers and Patreons helped me get just to kind of say thank you. And then at the end, when we get a few more subscribers in, we will give away some samples as we've done in the past, but we'll kind of save that for a little bit later in the live stream once we get a few more people in here. And then we'll talk about sample giveaways because it seems to be that everybody enjoys that. And Dustin, I concur. It's always fun to do samples and try different whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the best thing is, when we send out a sample is somebody messages us back, a couple days later, weeks later. Hey, got to that, really like that. Or, oh, man, that was something I wasn't expecting. So usually good stuff. Every now and then, I'm sure there's a dud.
Yeah, samples are always a fun way to try something different. But I tell you what, man, we actually got a fun one on the way here pretty soon. Got a 49-year-old Bunnahabhain that was fresh cracked to me, you, and two other of our friends decided to
49 years and 10 months, Mike. 10 months.
49 years and 10 months, yeah. It was a 1968 vintage. Dustin and I have talked a lot about, getting a whiskey. It'd be fun to do whiskey where we could view a whiskey that was like older than us. Being in my advanced age, it's not easy these days to get that for a reasonable price. I did it one time. For my 40th birthday, I got a Highland Park 40-year-old from Master and Malt. They're Drinks by the Dram. So when we did the Drinks by the Dram, I did the 47.3 Highland Park 40 when on my 40th birthday, and that thing was amazing. But Dustin, I don't know if I could have ever afforded either a distillery like Highland Park or a distillery like Bunnahabhain that we're about to get in a whiskey that was older than me at this point because, buddy, pushing half a century.
Yeah, 40 is kind of the last semi-affordable year. After 40, you're pretty much looking at grain whiskey or maybe you can find an independent bottler who's doing something special for you.
We were looking at on an online retailer, there was another Bunnahabhain 50-year-old that looked kind of light. It was kind of a low ABV, and it came with a couple of glasses. I was like, it's 50 years old. It's not highly, highly sought after. That's only $2,500 just to have the experience of trying a whiskey that's older than you at some point in your lifetime, which I should have done when I was 21 years old. I should have got that. I should have checked that off my list a long time ago,
man. Hey, we got it. We got it coming though, man. And for only $130 or something.
Yep, that's what it was, including the shipping. So what are people saying in the comment section?
Well, Travis is thanking me for not taking my shirt off. So, Travis, to you, buddy. Good to see you, big sexy.
Yeah, if you guys have been around for the YouTube channel from the beginning, my first partner, Billy, he loved to take his shirt off, man. Loved it. I mean, whether it was hot outside, whether it was cold outside, he loved to take his shirt off. Every day was Kentucky in July.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? I mean, he had what I like to call a floating bod.
He was not ashamed, man. No. I'll tell you what, that guy was. I first met that guy. I worked with a couple guys in a bar when I was in school, and one of the guys, knew him from somewhere. They lived in Ohio, northern Ohio, somewhere together. And we started drinking with him a fun time. And he was a fun guy to drink with. Let me tell you something, man. In like a local bar, he was legend. Just his antics and stuff he would do in the bars. So I think the first time I met him, I was shocked he was even a professional of any kind, or even held down a job. But sure enough, he was an artist, man. He really was.
Yeah, there you go. We got our buddy Roy in here, drinking a little Ardbeg.
The committee release. I tell you what, I just got sent an Ardbeg not too long ago. It was one of our subscribers. I don't know if he's here tonight, but One of those Elements of Isla. He sent me a sample of that. I'm kind of interested to try that. Have you ever had any of those Elements of Isla?
No, I haven't. I see them out there. Some get a lot of hype, but most not so much.
Yeah, I've kind of heard the same thing. If you guys have heard anything better, let me know. We would like to try more. So I
Yeah,
mean, Elements of Isla are some not crazy available, but we get a few usually all the time.
yeah, I do see Roy's talking that Ardbeg. I Mash and Drum brought that over to your place, I think, one night.
We tried it for sure. And that was a community release too.
Really easy drinker. Really, I hate to use the word smooth, but when you reference an Ardbeg at what's a high proof and you claim it was finished in rye barrels, it's not supposed to be smooth. That was my biggest complaint. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It actually was really good. But smooth and rye finish. But it was good stuff, man. Definitely enjoyed that one, Roy. And Roy just said he could send us a sample. We've tried it. It's definitely
Yes, thank
stuff,
you.
man, but I think we're good without any more samples of that.
I'll tell you what, he enjoyed that spring mate. You sent him, that's for sure, Dustin.
Oh yeah, I love hearing that. Speaking of,
oh yeah, nice.
Jimmy
man.
joined
nice,
us.
Nice, yeah, man. We're really looking forward to taking a look at that. That again is another sample we will absolutely review. So when we get to that, man, we're super excited. Again, like 4 of us got it. So I've done business with that guy many times. He's always been super solid. So I'm really looking forward to that.
We had DJ talking about this dark pour here, and yeah, that is pretty dark, and that's honestly, it's a little dark in the room, but that's pretty honest. This is, for anybody who wondering, this is the Foregate Kentucky Trilogy #1, and I have forgotten what the official finishing is. I think it's rum and sherry, or it's rum and port, but it's a blend of 3 different Kentucky bourbons. I can't remember the ages on these. It's rare Foregate quite hits that 10-year spot, but I don't know on this one. They maybe did. Interesting stuff. I was thinking about at one point doing a review with you guys, but to be honest, I just figured I'd sip on it while doing the live stream.
Yeah, now we got a few more people here, Dustin. Just to reiterate, just halfway to 1 million views, just something to talk about. But what we're going to do kind of at the end, we're doing another raffle. Me and Dustin are both going to give away a sample, so we'll kind of get to that here in a little bit. We'll do something epic, but mainly the reviewers. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in 500,000 times to watch our reviews. I know me and my sisters couldn't have been all of those views, Dustin, because that would have took too much time for us to actually do something else with it. But, we were always very complimentary of the community. So we want to make sure we give you guys some epic samples back, for the end of the podcast. But before we come to that, I want to bottle pop a couple of things tonight, Dustin. A couple of things that Patreons, helped us to get or, told us about or was able to pick up for us and send it to us. And I know we picked up 4 or 5 from this guy, but I'm going to pop another Long Row Red 15. Now, this thing probably wasn't the most epic whiskey we had, last year as far as surprise whiskeys. I'll probably say that for like the Boonahaven or something like that. But this was probably one of the top 5 whiskeys that I had that I was really surprised about how good it was.
Yeah, I've been a little disappointed with the prior red release, which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, we didn't review.
Yes.
I don't like saying negative things about Springbank. We might get to it eventually, but I think it was a 10-year-old and,
Yeah, what I told you, man, I was like, age with something like this really does wonders, and it really kind of brought out the complexity and the berry notes of these because we do like these quite a bit. So
yeah, I was going to say that when those hit 13 or higher, I'm always really happy. When they're 10, 11, they can be good, but they can miss.
Yeah, so one of our Patreons and subscribers, DJ Beacon, helped us out with this. The dude was super gracious, got us these things for a great deal. That's what the whiskey community is all about, trying to find good deals, helping each other out, picking up bottles for each other when we can because we'll all have different markets depending on what state we're in. Which, Dustin, leads me to my next bottle pop I'm going to make. Look at what my coworker found me.
That's such a nice surprise there.
When he was traveling. Man, we have always been super big fans of Lafroig 25. and we have multiple vintages. But this one right here, the 2014, the 45.1, was always super well thought of and had a super low ABV. So a bunch of us are getting together this weekend. We're definitely going to try this weekend, but I'm a bottle popping on here since one of our buddies was able to get that for us too.
And Mike, let's kind of power through the people who are here.
Yeah, let's catch up.
Yeah, so cheers to Dram Yankee. We just set up there.
Yeah, for sure, man. You guys did some barrel picks. Is he do barrel picks with you? Is that
no? He wasn't part of the group.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Boss Twin guy. Enjoy drinking with the boys.
Oh, look at you made here from Canada. The Montreal whiskey assassin. I tell you what, he's been cleaning. He's been cleaning up on the markets lately. Lagavulin 20s, man. He's been quick on the trigger. Good seeing you, Casey. Still haven't heard back from you as far as that sample set you back. How close was I? First one was an Irish. The second one was a long row. I'll bet heavy on that. Our boy Adam stopped in. What's up, buddy?
We have a connoisseur of the finer things in life.
Yeah, that's actually my buddy Adam who helped me out with that Lafroig. I imagine he's talking to you, Dustin, on that one. The shirtless one.
Hey, well, yeah, I did reference that there could be man boobs. I didn't know if you were going to try to get Billy to sneak on here for a minute.
I sent him an email. He's a busy guy. He was going to try. We never know. All right, let's move here. Where we're at here. Oh, nice. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I would ask you which one it is, but there's so many of them. It's going to be hard to distinguish. On top of that, as Dustin and I have said in many of our Cavalier reviews, is there really anything that wasn't really good? I mean, they go from really good to amazing. You know what it's like? It's like the safest pick in the NFL draft. A dude with a super high ceiling, super high floor and a super high ceiling both. Like this dude Cavalier can only be a very good dram at its worst. Am I wrong, Dustin?
Yeah. You got you're talking like the 6'5" linebacker who runs a 4.0.
Yeah, it's an easy pick. There's only so bad it can possibly.
Hey, look, I mean, worst case, he's just going to be a good defender. Best case, he's the GOAT. He's Urlacher down the road.
Absolutely. So, man, yeah, tell us what you think of that Cavalier. I'd be shocked if you weren't absolutely impressed with it, especially if you love sherry whiskeys. You're Macallan, Aberlour, any of those Speyside whiskeys. I just always think those Cavaliers blow it away. I was actually looking at that.
I think you missed this one, Mike, but cheers to Lost Cause for the $3 super sticker. I don't know much about the stickers, but if you're not on the actual app, man, it's a disturbing looking hippo who I'm not sure what he's doing. But I think someone's about to get a proctology exam from the hippo. That's all I'm saying.
We appreciate it nonetheless.
And I think we didn't say it. I think we're going to do $5 to get in the giveaway. But Brent, I got you. $3 is fine. We'll put you in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anybody who wants to throw in $5, what we're going to do is Dustin and I will both give out a sample, 1 ounce sample of something epic. That's kind of really, it's kind of an appreciation thing. I'm kind of open to whatever it is. Whoever wins, or if you guys have some suggestions as far as the distillery or something like that, let me know. We'll give you guys something really good. Dustin, like always, will keep track of it on the spreadsheet.
We'll send you a sample of it. That seems pretty reasonable. There might be 1 or 2 bottles off the sharing list, as you know.
Balvenie 10, 1401s, maybe no, but Kahlua 35s, the rest of them, absolutely. Lagavulin 21s, you got it. It'll be something special.
Yeah, there's some certain years of bottles I probably am not super ready to pour, but hey.
Cato, what's going on, man? Manhattan right now. Mixed drinks. What do you think of Manhattan's, Dustin?
Good place to party, not a place I want to spend more than 2 days.
I tell you what, it's been a few years, but every once in a while I'll enjoy an old fashioned.
I get up there. I've been up there for work a few times in the last couple of years, and first night it's fun, second night it's fun, third night I'm ready to go home.
Cheers, whiskey.
Oh, cheers.
Hope you guys having a good one tonight. Yeah, Peter, you guys have pretty good luck with those up in Canada, which I believe that's where you're at, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
Seems like
haven't
you. It
seen.
seems like you guys get those pretty easily. They're not as easy to source, where we're at.
They're not
And usually,
local here very often.
oh
It's
yeah,
been a
not at
couple of
all.
years since I've seen one locally. We get Kaplan just kind of appears and then it goes away.
Yeah, that one there is really no rhyme or reason. And really, a lot of times the online retailers, Dustin, we probably. I mean, I see one or two places offering them, but I still always think it's the same batch. I always worry about if I get another bottle, it'll be just the exact one, or it'll be a different batch. Because they are a bit different every year. I think 2014 was the really special year, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, it's not even just a year; it's barrel.
Right. No, yeah, right. You're absolutely right. Except when there's a single barrel.
Now, I love this comment right here, Mike. I'm not sure if I'm skipping ahead or going back, but I love this one. Hello to me, but thanks to the best voice in whiskey blogosphere.
Like normal 46%.
I'm a 46. Hey, at least I'm not chill filtered. That's all I need. If
Thanks,
you
man.
called me a 40%er, I might have taken offense.
Canadian 35.
Oh God.
Liqueur. It could get worse. Yeah, I've always kind of gotten that throughout my life. So, but I do appreciate it. People say radio voice or face. I can't remember. I guess it depends on the person how they say it to me.
I mean, you definitely have a radio profile.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, we've had a few comments about doing, Mike, you should be part of a podcast. And you know what I've noticed? Recently, YouTube just added a podcast feature. So
They did.
maybe we can do some kind of podcast thing.
Yeah, when Dustin and I, when we talk about live streams, we like to have something to talk about most of the time. And, we talk about when Diageo will say he'll come out with their special release or some whiskey news, we'll always jump on there. But, maybe that's a better format for a podcast. We'll play around with it.
Yeah. No, I mean, heck, we could, I don't know if there's a way to convert these so you can have both formats. Maybe we'll just do kind of a live where we have the video, but we don't do the chat just so we can focus on a topic, make it 20 minutes or so. I don't know how long you guys want a podcast. I can't imagine anybody wants to hear us ramble on for an hour.
I do it all the time, Dustin. All day. Ramble on all the time. I wonder where the time goes sometimes. Talking about nothing. Yeah. If you're a solid rounder, we passed 500,000 last week. So we're probably 502, well into the roundup phase.
Yeah, we can round up to the nearest million. There you go.
It's all about numbers, Dustin.
Let me catch this up real quick, Mike. Colin, we got you in $5. Appreciate you, buddy, and thanks on the 500K Solancha.
Absolutely.
We got Cato here as well, who nothing needed to be said.
Yeah, money works.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that. And then Casey's jumping in. I'm assuming that's $10 American.
Or something like that.
4 cents, but I just checked the calculator. It says it's about 10. I think they're full of it.
Look at this, Casey. I know you probably got 63 of them in a case somewhere, but I just finally got the 2014 Lefroy 25. Super pumped about that, man.
Yeah, that's Casey's go-to daily sipper.
Yeah, I'm sure he's impressed with that. But he's impressed with Kirk Cousins. How does it feel, Casey, to go into next year knowing you have possibly the least of the 4 quarterbacks in the NFC North? I'm going all in on Justin Fields. Dustin's not a football guy. Some of the rest.
I'm not. I watch. I used to watch, but you get older and you start narrowing down your things that interest you.
Yeah, I had to give up softball.
It turned out I enjoyed talking NFL when I was in the office. Now that I'm not in the office, there's no one to talk football with during the day. So,
hey, as a Chicago Bears fan, we're coming up on free agency and the draft. That is pretty much my Super Bowl every year, or at least has been for the last 30 years or so.
Yeah, but imagine if you didn't have Adam to talk football with every day at work.
It'd be brutal. It'd be brutal that I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and actually have another Chicago Bears fan in my same office. It's unbelievable. Steve, what's up, buddy? Good catching up with you the other day. Football's good in Nashville. It's a great city. I got to get there. All right. Catalan Vino versus Glendronach 21. I mean, I've had Vino Barriques that were definitely better than Glendronach 21. I've had Vino Barriques that were kind of mediocre too.
Yeah, well, the Glendronach 21, depending on the year, it's been getting older and older. Some people have kind of said it sort of peaked around 24, 23 years old. I haven't had the newest one.
I still think my favorite Glendronach 21 was my 2017. And I might say my favorite Glendronach 18 was also a 2017 bottling. 2016, 2017.
That would have been pretty close to actual real age then.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, they weren't, I think maybe those were maybe a year or two. I haven't looked at the chart in a while. They weren't super old, for sure. They weren't way over or over at all. But I tell you what, for whatever reason, those years seemed good to me. Could be wrong, though.
Well, it was also probably the first time you had it.
No. The ones that, the 1821 I still have now are 2017.
Oh, but okay, fair enough. But when's the last time you opened those or tried one?
No, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, you're fair. That's a fair comment. But to answer the Jones question, I'd probably go with the Vino Barrique. Although both of those are probably going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, Dustin, 89 and 90s, I would say, most years, between those two, as far as a whiskey score.
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, I would take the Vino Barrique because I think the proof's better. I think it's
Agreed.
a little bit richer. And but also, I don't know that I love the PX as much on the Glendronach malt, because the Glendronach malt, I think it does well with Oloroso because it enhances, for me, that charcoal note. I know you're a PX guy, though. So
yeah, I love PX. I prefer the 21 over the 18. Plus, I've always thought the 18 Allardyce was too much of an overcoat of sherry. I thought the PX Oloroso double tap with the 21 and with the higher ABV, I just thought it was a more evolved whiskey.
Hey, I mean, they're both delicious, but yeah, I'm an Allardyce guy.
Donald, we appreciate you dropping in, even if it's only for a minute, my friend.
I hope we get some good stories. Hopefully the inmates aren't running the show today, as they say.
In the asylum.
Exactly.
Yeah, Steve, you think so, man? You got somebody who's got some skill behind the bar. That's what you go with. Dustin, when you go to the bar, I mean, we've been to the bar, Dustin, enough times together. I mean, do you always drink whiskey at the bar?
No, I mean, we always go to whiskey bars together, so yes, I do if it's a good whiskey bar. But no, I'm more of a beer guy when I go to bars generally, just because I know it'll be good. I know it's not going to come priced, because some places, I mean, they just price even a basic bourbon at $16 to $20, and I'm just like really? So.
Yeah, some of this week. I went through a phase where I just drank whiskey, either bourbon or Scotch or Irish, every time I went out. But I tell you what, it's hard when it gets warm outside to do that.
Oh, if you're like an open, like outdoor bar or something, or you're sitting on the patio, man, that's rough.
I remember I had to go to Shelbyville, Kentucky to meet with a client for a while. And they took us out in Louisville, and we were at a bar, and we're like, hey, get whatever kind of whiskey you want, whatever. But it was July, and it was literally the hottest day ever. And I remember thinking, like, I would love to try some Pappy or something like that. Pappy 15, they had all kinds of stuff like that there. But I remember thinking, it is so hot. I just need something that has some type of refrigeration to it.
Let me just catch these up real quick. And by the way, Jimmy, that was a hilarious sticker, buddy. So cheers and thanks for that. Just if you're not seeing a mic, it's like I don't know. It's two furry looking things making out. I think one's the baby.
We appreciate the intent.
Thank you, Steven. Got you in there. I don't know if we have anything to share with you. It'll probably have to be like something you didn't really want to try and you didn't want to gamble on.
Yeah, we got that for you too.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to him about the Boona because he was getting a sample too. I was like, "Oh man, you excited to try?" He's like, "Yeah." Wonder if I should open my bottle or not. I'm like, "Of course you have the bottle."
Oh yeah, well, DJ, thanks for hopping in. And yes, man, we're going. I mean, last year I think I did the numbers earlier, but I mean, almost half of our lifetime views happened last year. It wasn't quite half, but it was almost half. It was like 40% of all views the channel's gotten since 2016 was last year. So we really could hit that million mark, even maybe this year if things pick up a little bit, which just sounds insane to even like think that.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of growth year over year. Obviously, bringing Dustin on a couple of years back, that was a huge help. And, being consistent. I mean, we've been, pretty much knocking out 2 videos a week for quite some time.
Yeah, the 2 videos helped. I mean, obviously, now there's 2 of us talking about the channel. That always grows your channel faster. And it's just reality. It's marketing.
I tell you what, man, thank you, first of all. I tell you what, wishing well. The Lions have a pretty good team. I mean, I really look at them as probably the favorite in the NFC North going into the next year. I'm not a huge believer in Goff, but he had his best season I've ever seen him play last year for sure. And overall, talent wise, they have talent. They have what, 6th pick and the 18th pick? You can pick up some good players there. Do they go quarterback in the first round? Or do they continue just to build the overall roster of that team with those 2 high draft picks? Either way, they're going to be a problem next year and for the next couple of years. It's nice to see, Detroit actually, kind of do something in the division. Peter, I know you're in Canada, so let me break this down to you. I've been a Bears fan for 40 years, roughly. Watching them almost as long. They've been terrible for a long time. Justin Fields is the most exciting quarterback we have ever had that we've actually seen play. I remember saying this to multiple people, even though the Bears had their worst season in my lifetime, 3-14, first pick of the draft, first time that ever happened in my life. I have never been more excited to be a Bears fan, and that is mainly because of Justin Fields. And there's no way they're going to trade 6'3", 230-pound Justin Fields, who had 3 50-yard touchdown runs, for a guy who's built like Gumby. No way. No way. If they do, I will riot. Oh, are you done, Dustin? Done? Am I done talking? Okay, here we go.
Well, no. I just saw that and I was cracking up. You can keep going, Mike. I just wanted to highlight Jeffrey Wack, our friend from Hello Again Whiskey Friends. And I was joking that we should do a play on this song when we were first talking about this. And you're like, really, that one? And there's Jeffrey doing exactly what I'm thinking. We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. You don't want to hear me sing, but hey. Cheers, Jeffrey.
All right, where are we at, Dustin? Catch me up here.
Well, you just clicked on that one, and kneecaps. I mean, are you getting a kneecap replacement due to age, or is there a certain Italian friend of yours who about to make an offer that you can't refuse?
I tell you what, buddy. Neither occasion, I'm saying cast strength is my recommendation. High ABV.
Yeah, I feel like you want to get something well aged, sophisticated at a high proof. If it's a knee replacement surgery, if you're about to be on the wrong side of a large Italian man, I'd recommend Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's big, it's bold, and you're not going to feel it afterwards.
Casey saw it, but how many does he have? That's the question. How many does he already have, Dustin?
Here's the real question: can Casey even figure out how many he has?
He cannot.
Like, I mean, does he have like a special key? Like in this side of the vault?
I imagine he has a wall that moves when you flip a book forward or back or something like that. There's a statue, twist a head or something like that.
I'm picturing like a forklift truck that has to drive through there and like move shelves to get to the bottles.
He's always the Minnesota Vikings fan. And that dude is a hardcore fan. He's been telling me for 2 years we got to meet up for a game, and he comes to the States to watch Minnesota a couple times a year. I have no excuse other than laziness. That and the Bears suck. Because the last thing I want to do is travel, 1,000 miles, even if it's in a plane, just to see the Bears get throttled.
Yeah, no, I get that. That seems
all right. Yeah, where are we going here?
Yeah, we got an active chat here, guys. So if we do miss anybody here, apologies. You guys are pretty active, given we like to chat a little bit ourselves.
Yeah, I tell you what. When I'm in a bar, I agree. When I'm in a bar, my senses are diluted. Let's say, but I always feel like drinking at the bar. It's so much more exciting, and I don't care what it is. Even if you're having a nice pour, it's fun to drink in that environment. All right, Dustin, I'm going to open up this little Freud.
Oh, buddy.
I want it to air out before you guys come up this weekend to try it.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm excited. I know it's low proof, but...
Whew. The question is, will the cork survive? I've had pretty good luck with the Freud courts. When I say that.
Yeah, you better knock on wood. Or, in this case, knock on a knee because Dram Yankee's asking if anybody's dating Tanya Harding.
Where's that coming from?
Breaking kneecaps, man, remember?
Oh, yeah. I should have remembered. You shouldn't remember. I remember that. I lived through that.
I was a kid when that happened, man. I remember it. It was big news.
Oh, look at that, Dustin.
Ooh, nice little dark stain on there.
Ooh.
Shows the age without falling apart.
That smells fruity. Try to pour this the right way. Now, this 2014 vintage came at one of the lowest ABVs I've ever seen. 45.1.
That's impressively low, but hey.
Oh, but it says cask strength all over it, too. Like 2014 cask strength edition. It is very, very proud of the fact that this is cask strength. Look at that. Sherry and bourbon.
Whew, that is light. Beautiful, though.
It is light.
All right, Cato's got a tough question here for you, Mike.
What's up, buddy?
Number one dram to date.
Ever?
Yeah.
All right, let's start narrowing it down. All right, Balvenie 1401 Batch 8. That's got to be in the conversation. Lagavulins, probably Lagavulin 25. I like that better.
It's up there. I know that Balvenie wins.
Yeah, over that. That's a hard question. I've been sent samples that were epic too, but I always hate to say, you know what I mean? Put samples in those conversations only because I've only had, one, and you're excited about it because it's something rare.
It's mainly
what I'm thinking of
is up there for me, but I only had it once.
Yeah, in Highland Park, 47.3 is up there for me, but I only had it once.
Yeah. I think that Balvenie is the best thing I've had. I really do.
That Balvenie 1401 Batch 8 is probably the best sherried whiskey I've ever had. Non-peated sherried whiskey is probably a good way to say that.
Yeah, and Stephen Connor's saying we need to try Batch 3. It's the best one he's had for tons.
I've actually had a taste of Batch 3 and Batch 5 because I know somebody said that 3 was the best and 5 was the second. It was a long time ago. I didn't have them up to the Batch 8, but I've told you that before. Batch 3 is the most well thought of the people that have had a majority of them.
We just need to go over to Stephen Connor's place and just crack open all of his Broras and just, drink about $10,000 worth of whiskey or, 6 ounces.
I was supposed to take my girl to Nashville last year for her birthday. We ended up doing something else because she had her cousins come into town and a few things like that. But Stephen sent me this whole list of things to do in Nashville, and I was going through. I was going to go there, and when I went there, I was just like, babe, one day, at least for a couple of hours, we got to go see a guy you've never met before. But I've talked to him 1,000 times, and I'm just going to sit there and drink whiskey with him. So you're driving back wherever we go.
Yeah, no, you go down there, man. Even if it's with Amelia, I'll tag along. I'll crash under Stephen Connor. I'll crash in Stephen Connor's whiskey closet. His wife won't even know I'm there. There's no way he'd let me sleep overnight in that room. Coming in the morning, I'd just be sitting there with a Glencairn just nosing. Hey, Stephen, you you gone to bed? No. You drunk? I can't tell.
I'll tell you what, I can sit there and just nose whiskeys for hours. I love to do that.
I know.
All right, what we got next? Hey, what's up, Cohen? How you doing, buddy? Man,
Cohen always with the ridiculous prices. Everywhere else I've heard of those bottles showing up was like $300, and Cohen's like, it's $240 in Cali. Like, geez, that is a much better price than I've been seeing everywhere else.
Yeah, I'm interested in those, man. I've seen them floating around. As far as cask maturation, are they changing them up, or are they all just?
The single cask that I've seen in the U.S. have been both sherry and bourbon. I want to say that the DC barrel was sherry, and then I know a couple stores got maybe they got their own pick kind of thing where they're sherry, but most of the ones I've seen have been ex-bourbon, which I don't know which one I'd prefer, to be honest. I'm sure they're all good.
Lefroy is a distillery. I've had some of the best whiskeys have been bourbon. Now, I still say probably the Old 30 with sherry is probably my favorite nosing one. So that was a heavily sherried whiskey. Not heavily, but sherried whiskey. But, I think the 25 is my favorite one was the 18. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Steven said that his whiskey room his alarm system would be set to stun me if I slept over.
I imagine Steven has a laser system like Resident Evil in the hallway or something to even get into that room.
Well, yeah, I can just imagine he's got a setting on there, and it's like popping corks, no problem, it's allowed. But if he hears parafilm getting peeled off, you're getting shocked. There's parafilm on there for a reason.
All right, question here. I'm curious of all the bottles you guys keep doing right now. Oh, buddy, I try to keep track of my bottles on whiskey base for the most part. So I think I have 42 bottles open. And let me tell you something. This is, and I've been trying to work them down, but Dustin's going to give you an insane number on this. Dustin, hit him.
Over 400, maybe 500 on the open bottles.
Open.
Yeah.
An insane number. I told you.
Yeah.
Dustin is the king of open bottles.
At one point, I had something like 800 bottles and maybe 150 were sealed. I think I brought that number down because I had a lot of bottles that were just sitting like this because I just didn't want to kill them. And I've been on a mission to kill as many bottles as I can lately. But and then days of the week, I mean, in the summer, there's weeks I take off drinking altogether. In the winter, I can definitely find myself having a drink or two every night for a week or two. But, I'd say, I try to keep it under 5 on average. I know you drink a lot less, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through different periods of time in my life. I mean, there was a time, when I first started this whiskey channel, I was probably trying scotches 3 or 4 nights a week. Lately, the last couple of years, I drink about every 3 weeks when Dustin and I get together for a whiskey review or when we're together on a night like this. Mainly just because my days are so busy. But since I've started doing that, I feel like I get a little bit more out of the whiskey. I feel like I can really experience it quite a bit more when I starve myself of it for a certain amount of time. It's not easy. It's like anything else. It's habit, and I had to work towards it. But now I'm drinking probably twice a month.
Well, I was just talking to Mike about this. So, so some of you guys know this, but this weekend I went down to Kentucky. I got to meet the guys who run Foregate. I got to meet Sherry Carter, drank with both of them. And then we had an Airbnb where myself, a couple other people, Jason actually was there mashing drum. He was with us. And I mean, Mike, we drank epic bourbons all night. I mean, it got to the point where I don't think anybody was like, sloppy drunk. It was just, we couldn't taste the whiskey anymore because, we just had so many different incredible whiskeys. And then what happens? Well, Sunday, I get home Sunday, had a couple drinks on Sunday, kind of, easing myself off of the alcohol. Didn't drink Monday and Tuesday. And then I went and did a barrel pick on Wednesday. So let me tell you, it's a Limestone distillery. They do Yellowstone. And let me tell you guys, you ever get a chance to do a pick there, that is a fun place to do a pick. And they take care of you. They take care of you quite well.
I tell you what, man, this Lafroig 25, this 2014, it's pretty impressive. All right, moving on the list here.
Yeah, Cohen just brought up that the K&L, they've got the sherry single cask. So I know that New York got a bourbon one that sounded really interesting.
I do. Is any of the K&Ls? What states are they in for the most part?
I think it's really just Cali. I could be off. Also, we got Mr. Whiskey Shits with the greatest name in the history of whiskey too. Cheers, Adam. Good to see you, buddy.
Welcome.
I love, and even the photo, man, is just awesome.
Yeah, that's a great look. It really is.
Yeah, and then we got Alfie. So they've got a PX Hogshead 8-year-old in his area for $250. Okay, so maybe based on age, they adjust the price a little bit because I know I've seen those around the 300 mark in a bunch of places.
That sounds good though. PX and Lafroig.
Yeah,
that sounds real good.
There you go. Peter thought he was bad with 130. Hey, man, there was a time when I had like 4 different of the same whiskey open just because I wanted to see how it changed being open. So like every 3 months I open a new bottle. So that is how you end up with that many bottles open is you start actually opening your backups. I've stopped doing that for the most part these days. I do let the backups build up.
Yeah, this one is more tropical fruit, man. It's a little peppery too.
Yeah, Mike, if we want to reiterate again, just because I think we got 34 now in here. A few people haven't heard, but we are going to do a
Yeah,
giveaway, guys. We're going to do 2 samples. We're pretty open to just about anything we've got open. We'll probably send you an ounce of.
yeah.
$5
I'll
entry. Just basically, we're trying to cover the shipping and kind of the whiskey cost a little bit, but I don't think we're even going to come close to that. So
Yeah, so yeah, throw $5 in if you guys want. That's a chance to win two different samples, one from me and one from Dustin. We'll do mine first. I mean, again, if you guys want, for me, if you guys want to take Cleo 35 or you want some exotic Lagavulin and something like that, Lafroig, I got a bunch of them open. Just tell me what you want. I'll send you something that's awesome. And we'll probably draw that, Dustin, let's say in 10 minutes. So you want to throw in $5, we'll do it in 10 minutes. Dustin will show off his XLS skills. That's always worth the price of admission.
cheers, Ken. We got Ken from Scotch Down Under. Oh, I missed. We got Dan O.B. Cheers, buddy.
Well, I tell you, this long row at 15 Pinot Noir after this Lafroig, this is just dirty berries.
Ah, there's my boy. Blake, buddy, yeah, cheers and thanks. And yes, I am, dude. You gave me plenty of these things. I've still got more of the other trilogies, man. I've been, I don't need an ounce for a pour. I'm pretty happy just pouring, half an ounce. So this was actually a nice big pour.
Oh, is that your 4-gate, buddy?
Yeah. Blake and I, we've done some swaps and stuff. He's definitely helped me out with trying more of these 4-gates because, as you guys know, they're $200, and I can't get them every release. But both money and just supply.
But I tell you what, that 4x4 was such a good whiskey.
Blake, I do have some stuff to share with Mike, but the trilogies are probably not making it to him.
Yeah, I pick and choose.
I actually, unlike Mike, I saved the better stuff for him because I know he's going to be disappointed. So he's actually got he's going to get to try some good stuff for sure from 4-gate. But the trilogies, I think I told Bill this, not my favorite of their stuff. In fact, Bill even said it was a really tough one for him because he found the base trilogy bourbon blend it was a tough one to work with. And then even when they first did that, they first did these in rum cask, and he said, even after the rum, he was not impressed by these. So he had to then do the port, which is what's in this batch one, which is I'm enjoying quite a bit. The port is a beautiful note. So yeah, Mike's going to get to try a few of the ones that I thought were really interesting because Mike's a picky bourbon guy.
Yeah, we're all getting together this weekend. We usually get together once a month or so, once every 3 weeks. At least Dustin and I, along with a couple of other buddies, sometimes mash a drum, and the Malton Man Cave and a few people. So hopefully everyone can make it this weekend, and we will tear into all kinds of whiskey.
Eagle Thief, I do have some for Mike, Blake. He will be trying that one.
All right, where are we at, Dustin? Let's catch up here, buddy.
Cohen noting that there is a new Kilkerran 8 bourbon cask coming out. So I might actually pick that up because I really did enjoy that bourbon cask.
Yeah, we did a comparison. It hasn't posted yet, but we've done a comparison of the first two sherry release Kilkerran 8s recently. I tell you what, those were pretty good. Not amazing, but let me put it this way: I thought the fresh sherry was a pretty good whiskey. I'll change that opinion. The recharge,
compared to the port, it definitely was an upgrade. That's for sure.
Everything is, buddy.
Everything is.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered if those Lafroigs, it was pretty much picks for those barrels. I mean, I would imagine it would be to some degree, right?
Yeah, I think they did like a regional thing, and then like he's saying, he's saying Astor Wine got it. I know a buddy of mine tried one in Total Wines, and I could have sworn it was bourbon, but maybe I've got the DC and the New York's flip flopped in my head.
A 2008 Lafroig 25.
Nice.
What's the maturation? Is that bourbon or is that bourbon and sherry? And Dustin and I, Lafroig 25 has always been one of our best bang for your buck bourbons. Like that was bang for your buck whiskeys. It doesn't matter if it's the bourbon cask only, the bourbon and the sherry. I had never had a Lafroig 25 that I didn't think wasn't at least what, Dustin, a 90 out of 100.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Lafroig 25, the worst case is a 90, and really, I mean, to me, it sets the standard for where a 91 kind of comes in.
Yes, because a good solid Lafroig 25, 2017, 2018. I'm letting you know a little secret. I know I had a few drinks of it, but I think this is going to be another one. But we'll check it out this weekend. 91 is a proper score for a well done Lafroig 25 most years.
I got you, Alex, and your weird, crazy obsession with that log 8. Cheers, love you, buddy.
What do you say, log? Okay, spite. Yeah, Dustin, you've always been of the three of us that drink a lot, me, you, and Keith from the Malta Man Cave, the most negative about the 8. Keith really liked it. We're the three little bears. Keith really liked it. You hated it. I was in the middle. It had good ABV.
You literally gave away the bottle to Keith to get it off your shelf. Come on.
That had more to do with space than it did the whiskey itself.
Because you never drink it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have got to it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have got to it. All right, you have a valid point there. Well, my point is, you know what? I'm not even going to argue it. I gave the bottle away.
And it was
but at least I bought it, and you wouldn't have bought it.
I bought one back in the day. I wouldn't buy it again. My favorite watch icon here with a little Speedmaster Pro for Indy. Yeah, there's like 3 of them left, Indy, but unfortunately they're all here.
My date is here. Cheers, guys. Good luck, Cato.
Good luck.
Make it happen, buddy. As we tell everybody, you're going in to win. Good luck. Maybe he's dated before, maybe not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a good luck or enjoy, or maybe it's just, he's been dating her for 6 years and he just has to go to dinner twice a month. Otherwise, she complains.
He wouldn't have said it. You know what? He wouldn't have said my date. That feels new to me. Cato will have to get back to us on this. That feels new to me. It says my date. If you just said my girl was here, you know what I mean?
That's true.
That's how you probably word that. Am I wrong? Guys, it's pretty much all guys here. Am I wrong? That's how you would word that.
Or, that's just his week, his month, maybe it's just a scheduled thing, there's a few dollars exchanged. You never know.
I suppose. Where's Nuclear Camera is better than the old local bar. Wow, that's a bold statement. People love to compare Kilkerran and Springbank, Dustin. Love it.
Well, and I haven't had the new local 11. I don't think that's made it anywhere close to us. So we'll see. A lot of people really like bold flavor at the cost of everything else. And the Kilkerran 8s are, if nothing else, bold.
Yeah, I mean, the ones we've tried lately have been pretty decent, and I still think that Fresh Sherry was still a pretty solid whiskey. But the fact we did it in comparison and not an individual review, that doesn't bode well. It's Mac 25, 66, 1993. So I'm guessing, Peter, those are old Paxarat casks, if I'm not mistaken.
Those might even be pre-Paxarat, man. 67.
I'm trying to think. So it was bottled in 1993. It would be my guess that that's a Paxarat cask. And I tell you what, I bet that is just dense, rich, dirty sherry.
Yeah. If you know, Allen earned that reputation as being, the world's greatest distillery.
You're putting Paxarat and stuff. But Peter, you're coming up on the photos or coming up on the videos, man. If you have a chance to try that, send me an email or tell me in some other video what you think of it. I'd really like to know. We know a guy who could pick up a couple of bottles of the 2000 for a reasonable price. So I wonder, how much different those really are. 2008 sherry was American. Okay, was sherry and American. Yeah, so it's a mix. Most of them are mixes, Dustin. It's rare they don't have sherry in them.
Yeah, they've only done, from my recollection, I thought they only did bourbon maybe 3 times, and it's all started with either the 18 was the first or the second time. Then they did it again in like 21 and 20 maybe.
I have to look at it, but you're right. They've done it 2 or 3 times in the last 4 or 5 years. I
Yeah,
mean, that could be a
they're on the
sourcing issue
street,
too.
but I don't usually go back to 2008. That's an old one, man. That's awesome. You're getting to try that.
I wish.
Our whiskey buying is definitely suffering from inflation. Let me tell you.
I wish. You know what? I'd buy more if there were still good whiskeys to get their hands on. I tell you what, even anymore, it's just so brutal to get your hands on stuff that's like truly epic. But again, I mean, my buddy found this. You picked that up this week. It's not as easy as it used to be. You got to be more discerning.
So I got a hold of this bad boy. Yeah. Doing that pick yesterday. They told me they were sold out. This is a distillery exclusive, and I dropped the YouTube channel, and a bottle appeared in my hands soon after. So definitely wanted to crack this bad boy open. What in the world did I just read? That I am sorry. Welcome, Huey. I think you're new to me, and wow.
The spring bank was the 30, and the second time the week it was the 10. The new 30? That's when you've been procrastinating, Dustin. I keep telling you go get it.
Yeah.
I keep telling you go get it. And what do? You give me nothing. Give me nothing.
Well, that's also because Stephen Connors told me absolutely do not buy that bottle for that price. So you get Stephen Connor to tell me it's absolutely a buy at that price, and we'll think about it.
Dustin, if it was a buy at that price, I would have bought it. I want you to buy it. You're the spring man guy. I'm the guy who will spend $1,000 on a Lagavulin that people don't think's epic. I do my part.
I spent $1,000 on a Springbank this year or last
I
year.
know. You're right. You're right. That's asking a lot of you to make that next step, but it is the next step. Know that.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to do both of them within like 3 months of each other. That's the other problem.
You keep getting hung up on these semantics, Dustin. You gotta live, brother. All right. No tequila drinkers here. Most of these guys tequila nowadays only burn tequilas. So I like tequilas. I liked them better when I was younger. Don Julio is my favorite tequila, but I've had the Blanco, Raspada, and Yeho, the 1942, and the Real. But my favorite of the whole Don Julio line is the 70th anniversary. And in Yeho, I think they redistill it so it's clear. Man, that is a great tequila. Last of the Max Paxar crush from 1998. Okay, I'm wrong, Steven. You would know. So if it was 1993, that even with the 25s, huh? You're probably right. I bet that. So was that when I'm guessing Remy had Macallan then in 1993 when he had that one? That would be my guess. I could be wrong.
Man, I'm excited for you to try this, Mike. This is not old, but they have done some really nice work with this toasted barrel, and they've got such an oily bourbon mouthfeel. Like Yellowstone, they got some work to become epic, but they're on the right path with this one right here.
Casey, my man, Montreal Whiskey Assassin. I'm pretty impressed with Lafroig 25, man. Actually, I'm pouring me another little spot of this. Somebody commented earlier, tropical fruits on this. I always kind of get this on Lafroig 25s, the tropical fruits, but this one, it's a little more predominant. I imagine because the lower ABVs makes it more approachable. Now, I will say, on the mouthfeel, feels a tad thinner, especially compared to 2018, Dustin. Feels a tad thinner. But there is a nice little peppery kick on this Lafroig 18, which makes it pretty nice. Nice. That's real nice going. So, I imagine these are all cast strength. Is that another one of those single casks? That would be incredible. Dustin?
What's up?
That's your question, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Blake. I just brought up the channel, and so I just kind of said, "Hey, if you happen to have one in the back." Now, I did buy a $50 flight, and then I had which I bought for two of us, and then that person did tip quite well, but it was their marketing director who brought it out. A little awkward to tip a director of marketing.
Justin showed him the goods, Blake. He took off the shirt.
Once again, Dustin, who doesn't take his shirt off.
Isn't the 30 all bourbon?
No, it's mostly bourbon, but it's either 15 or 20% sherry cask Indy. If we're talking Springbank 30.
I'm sure that's how I took that. Springbank's a 50-year-old at their museum. Oh, Dustin, could you imagine? Was that local barley?
They've had some really old bottles in the past, and they're special.
What have I always told you about Springbank, Dustin? I enjoy the young ones, but what have I always said about Springbank and age?
Oh, when they get older, they get epic, man. They really do. They
I
really do.
love old Springbank. I tell you what, we need to find one of those 10PXs. I heard someone write about that recently, that drinking that whiskey reminds them of drinking in the distillery.
I have had no luck at all procuring any of the stuff here. So I know there's a new tawny port that's out, Long Row Red. I do have a friend who picked one up, and it might be for me. It might be for him. We might be splitting it. He'll tell me. He bought it, so I have no say.
Yeah, Donahue in 1942 is a good tequila for sure. I had a bottle of that. Plus, it's a beautiful bottle. It's like a Spire. Comes in a long case. I think, did I still have that, Dustin, when you started coming over here? I
No,
know
I've
Keith
never
has
had
seen it.
I've never had the 1942.
The Real, which is even more expensive, like the 1942 is like $120, $150 tequila roughly. The Real comes in a genie bottle. It's like 300. It tastes the exact same. I guess I can't pick up the nuances. Maybe the peppers notes a little bit different.
I'm not a tequila guy. I just don't know enough about it.
It's aggressive. Kill and get away from you. Highland Park 54. Oh, that would be beautiful to try. Those old 50s had just an incredible packaging. The bottle that had like that metal around it and stuff. That was such a
Yeah, I mean, they've done a couple, and they've all been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what it always comes down to, doesn't it? For the money, is there something better? And there is.
Yeah, $2,500 is just insane. Although I definitely got pretty excited about that. The tasting notes Rob and Jeremy were given in terms of mouthfeel. Did you know you make Springbank old and oily? Oh man,
That was always your knock on Springbank, Dustin. That
the
if
46,
they get them through. They can
46.
through something that's mouthfeel. Now the 30 is still 46, but how far is that from cast strength? That's the real question.
Well, and we know some of those 25s are not far. We had one of the guys posted who hasn't been able to make it here, but he was saying they emailed Springbank and they said it was cast strength at like 49 something, and they bottled it at 46. Not far.
4K, I'll go for Brewer instead of Springbank 30. Yeah, probably, man. I mean, the Brewer will be cast strength. It'll probably be older, 3,800 and 38 year or something like that. I mean, we can get
Aurora.
yeah, we can get that we can get that Springbank for $2,500 plus tax. So I mean, it's going to be quite a bit less expensive than that. You know, what always makes me sick is that 38-year-old Barora. Ohio knocked those down to $9.99. I went to the store to buy them. They shipped it to another store, and then the guy told me he's going to transfer it in for me. I thought, I'll drive the 150 miles, and I didn't, and I paid for it. All right, so I was wondering how that worked as far as, did they already have whiskey that was aging in Paxarat, and then they disregarded those barrels, or they couldn't use them in scotches anymore? Or did they say you can't use these barrels after this amount of time, but you can still age it for a
I
certain
thought
amount
they
of
were
time?
grandfathered in if it was already in the barrel. That's
Yeah,
what I
I
thought.
assumed that was the case, but I guess I never really read that anywhere. All right, Justin. It's about time. You got your XLS spreadsheet up?
Yeah, I've got something here.
And I'll go first. So anybody who threw in $5, the first one will go to me. So whoever wins, just we can talk about it here. We can talk about it like in an email or something like that of what you prefer, and I'll send you something that's special. One else is something that's awesome. Give me your favorite distillery or something I have, and I'll make it happen. Cohen, I've seen the PX10. Okay, so I've seen it even higher than that. Every place I've looked, it's pushing $400 is what people want for that. What does that retail for roughly around us? 160 if it's in stock.
I'm expecting when it gets here to be 230, but I think 180 is I really should be the retail, but I know my store's already got a label together at 230. So I think that's what I'm going to have to pay if I want it.
I tell you what, man, I really want to try that whiskey.
Yeah, it's definitely one I'm going to be. I'll pay that price for it in a second. But all right, Mike. Let's see here. I think I've got this done. I mean, I'd probably do 300 just to say I did it. And that's the one I haven't seen yet as well, Yankee.
Is that the one with like 2000? Is that 2014 bottling or something like that?
No, that's the brand new one that just came out.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Well, it just came out in the States.
You know, that was another thing that I was talking to Casey about. He liked, when I was telling him how good this Level Red 15 was this year, he was telling me about a bottle that I want to say was 11-year-old. That was a 2014 or something like that. I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly which one it was. I'm trying to remember the cask maturation because it was different, but he was telling me how good that was. My favorite store is an Ardbeg 25 for $1,300, and I constantly pass up because you guys reviewed it during that lineup. I haven't found a dark code for it. So, yeah, man. I mean, you know, teach their own. I mean, if you're a huge Ardbeg fan and you want like old distillate Ardbeg, I get paid $1,300 for that, but Dustin, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
I know where I know where one is for 800 right now, so I definitely wouldn't do that. But
yeah, I mean, it's a good whiskey. What I remember about that, Dustin, it was a super smoky Ardbeg, but you know that ain't enough at 46%. I mean, you talk about Springbank not being enough sometimes at 46%. Ardbeg really is enough at 46% for the 21s, 22s, 25s, and what they charge for.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest knock on that one. It's good whiskey, but the price is just ridiculous. And yeah, I mean I'd rather go and pay 800, 900, 800 to 1,000, go secondary, and pick up a 22 or a 23 of the 20-something series.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean you saw our review, man. You know, I mean you could get any of those other whiskeys for half that amount, if even less. I mean, you get a 21.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's a cool bottle. It's a great age statement. But at the end, that's ridiculous.
All right, guys. I think we're calling. I haven't seen any super chats recently come in. Last one I got was John Kranz, who's there at 10, and then you see DJ and Casey, who I don't know what the heck I said with cassette. I was typing while trying to do this whole thing, so I should have everybody in there. If you don't see your name, let me know. If I butchered your name, I apologize.
All right, so give people a second to respond. Colin's asking us, is the Amontillado 200 or same for the Moscatel? Well, questions first. Yes, the Amontillado is worth $200. I think I paid $280 for it or something like that. Absolutely. How much is the Moscatel? If it's under $350, it's an incredible whiskey. Actually, I was looking at both of those to bring over here and have a drink of today. All of those are absolutely worth it, man.
Retail is worth 200 bottles too. So I mean, the Moscatel I think now goes for a lot of places because it's more popular. But I mean, if you're gonna have to pay more than $100 more for the Moscatel, I mean, get the Amontillado and just save it for the Moscatel down the road because it's great.
Dustin, look at this shit. 600 for that PX. Oh my God. I tell you what, New York stores know what they have, and they're not selling them short anymore.
And they do not discount ever.
Ever. Man, we found that one dude who found us bottles, and they were 800, and they were like maybe $1,000 bottles max. We're like, all right, we'll take them for 800. And the guy at the store was like, you want both? Like, hold on, let me think about this for a minute. Like, what?
Yeah.
I think those were old for 25s. I think that's what it was.
Remember, it was Talisker 25, but remember, we tried getting those, and they wouldn't sell without the owner being there. And then the owner raised the price, and we still said, yep, we'll buy it at that price. And he still wouldn't sell it to us.
Yeah, that was something.
But he did sell. We did get some Lagavulin 12-year-old from 2014 that were awesome.
Yes, yeah. I mean, hey, there was degrees of winning.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he'll sell that, but he won't sell them. Okay.
Dustin, I'm telling you what, this Lefroy 25, this 2014, it is tropical fruit.
There we go. Dram Yankee was able to get one 240. Hey man, I'd have done it.
Nice. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, get it done.
Yeah,
We're talking about the PX cask, yes?
yeah, he's talking
Yeah,
PX.
yeah. Yeah,
And
for
then,
sure.
Peter's. I mean, Peter. That's in Canadian. Yeah, that'd be a really fair price. That puts it, in the
12
upper
bucks American?
100s. I'd do
What was
that.
that? 14, 12, $14 American?
It rounds up to about 45 cents. But the problem is, I mean, you have to be so nice when you buy at those prices. They'd probably charge us extra as Americans.
Buddy, how many times do you try to buy something online? Look what he said at the end of that. How many times you try to buy something online, and how many times you finally get to the end of that and click send and all that stuff? It's like, you don't have any because you're slow typing.
How many times have I bought something online and I got it ordered, and just to get an email, a call, or a chat on their website saying, "Sorry, don't actually have it."
I tell you what, I'm still hurt by the Lucky Seven. They said I had it, and they said I did. I was just like, "You're in the second batch," and they're like, "Nah, you're not." And that was a great ABV one. I was so salty
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
For that price, buy.
Yeah, I'd buy that, man. But to each their own.
There you go, Donald.
Store enough. We see for 850. Go for it.
That's not a terrible price for Mr. Sam, sadly enough.
You know what? I got past. I felt bad one time about buying one bottle of whiskey, Lefroy 40. And I did something about it. And I'll never do that something about it again.
I'm still cracking up at this. I love this. The owner said you said yes too fast at 850, and now he wants 2,000.
It wasn't far from that, man. It was Bush League.
Yeah.
Bush League. All right, Dustin, you ready to roll, my friend?
Yep. So
All right. So, are we going to do a test run, or are we going to do?
I'll just do a couple tests just so everybody can see. So here's 1, 2. Let's make this bigger so we can read the names. Not that I spelled them right. 3, 4. There's quick, 5. So the next one will be the winner. That'll be the one that gets Mike's stuff. All right, and Casey.
God, of course. The hardest guy to impress.
Canadian assassin.
Well, that'll make it easy, Casey. Just text me, bro. Let me know what you want. I'll send it up to Canada. I'll send it to the greatest Vikings fan in the world, whatever you want. We'll talk through it, buddy. Congratulations. Right. Congratulations, my friend.
All right. Hey, I guess we'll take one of Casey's out since he won, just to make sure a few more people can get it.
For sure.
All right. And so now next one will be the next winner, and Colin L. I don't think he's a new winner. So awesome, Colin. Reach out to reach out to you can reach out to me or Mike.
Yeah, best way to reach us, Colin. Our email is on our website. That would be the simplest way. It's M&B Whiskey Review singular at gmail.com. It's right on our website and everywhere else. If you go to you go here to click on our actual page, everything will be listed right there. Just send us an email and we'll make sure everything is taken care of for you, brother. We will get you what you want. Or Casey, Casey.
You're still in the chat. Colin, reach out and let us know if anything you're thinking. We'll do our best to fill it. I've got, like I said, I got about 600 open bottles. 600.
We'll figure it out for you. All right, Dustin, we've had plenty of these, brother. I got everything going from 09, and you've had all of them with me. What is the best? What's your favorite Lag 12?
Believe it or not, it's that Lion's Fire from just, 21 or 22? Yeah, 22. No, it's 21, sorry. That's my favorite, the Lion's Fire. It just is that perfect combination of rich, oily, and sweet. But I'm pretty sure you've got a dirtier one you think better of.
Like always, I'll let you go first because I'm the Lagavulin professional here. So let me tell you something, man. I've had all these 12s. And why the Lion's Mane is a great packaging for Dustin's behalf. The best two Lagavulin 12s are 13 and 14. If you want more candied lemon, 14. If you want more sooty ash, 13. I think they really peaked around there. I have a 12 too. That's pretty good. An 11. 11's pretty good too. But I'd take the 13 or the 14 over any of them. You want more fruits? 14. You want more sooty ash, campfire? 13. What Dustin says isn't wrong. I will give one caveat to that disclaimer. The 2017 would be technically the best whiskey. It had the best mouthfeel, the best texture. Like, it was the most impressive aging of the cask, although it was a twinge off profile.
I had that one and the 13 side by side with that Lion's Fire. The Lion's Fire was richer, more flavorful, more oily. There's a reason I bought like 6 of those. And I love the 17. I love the 13. I don't have a 14, so I can't definitively state that because I haven't had it side by side. But maybe we'll crack that open down the road.
We will absolutely crack that open. We have a library of Lagavulin 12 reviews, and we don't have the 14 for every reason, but I have a couple of bottles of it, so we will absolutely get to that.
That's it. I mean, honestly, depending on what you like and don't like, I mean, there's only one true answer, and that is don't buy 19.
That was the worst one, and we both agree with that.
That was the one where it's just like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, Dustin and I wouldn't say vehemently disagree on a lot of whiskeys, but we have different opinions on whiskeys, and a lot of times those opinions don't line up exactly. But we both agree 2019 Lagavulin 12 was absolutely the worst showing ever. Yeah, and it wasn't even close.
If you told me any other year was your favorite, I mean, I haven't had 2020 because 2019 scarred me.
And bad. I didn't even try the 2020, but someone sent me a sample, and 2020 wasn't very good either. But 21 brought it back, man. That restored my faith in the Scotch whiskey industry in general.
Well, then 22 came and brought in that virgin oak, and I read the description, and I said, nope.
Don't tell them congratulations, DJ. That's just the rich getting richer right there. Luckiest man alive. I'm just kidding. You'd be happy to send that to you. Just hoping to win Pappy and B-Tech from Canada. Buddy, let me tell you something. I have been in every lotto for every bourbon ever. In Ohio, for stores in Kentucky, stores in Ohio. I don't win anything. When it comes to winning something and something like that, I win nothing. Ever. All right. You know, my coworker Adam, he went one time winning King Kentucky 15 year 2019. Who does that? Shows up at the store, walks away with it. Not me. Never.
I've had some luck when I was at the store, but never, ever, ever on the big lotteries.
I tell you what, I have seen so Ohio for B-Tax and some specialty vines like their OKCs and the Eagle Dover Rares, they'll do a drawing, and they'll send you a number, and it'll be a few weeks until they do the drawing. And every year they do the drawing, and there'll be multiple Mike W's who win. And every time it's not this Mike W. How many Mike W's are there in Ohio that win that much bourbon? And it not be me ever, Dustin. It's ridiculous.
Well, Jason, same comment. He's like, man, Jason sees one every time. It's not me.
I mean, how many Mike W's could there possibly be? I guess Wilson? I don't know. I thought Wilson was kind of a unique name. I guess not.
I mean, there's a lot of W's. I mean, Wallace, Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilson wins. I mean, yeah, there's plenty. But the Bears be grandfather. I mean, Mac was the last.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
you know what?
Still dates. So do you know, Stephen, when did they start Pax Rat? Because what Peter White was talking about was a 67 distilled cask.
Yeah, that was bottled in 1993. Now, I will say this: with the 18s, I noticed a little better. I think the last year the Macallan 18 had Pax Rat in it. I believe was 1990, but it could have been 1998. That was my understanding. I thought 91 through 94 were the Remy Martin years where they perhaps put older whiskey in them, and after 95, 96.
Well, he's saying 89. He's saying 89 was the last year.
Maybe I'm off by a year. Colin. Yeah, man, always good to win, brother. Always good to win. Good odds. Good odds to win. Colin, if you're still on, man, tell us what your favorite distillery is. And
Yeah,
you're a
Colin, let
bourbon
us know what
guy.
you're thinking. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're a bourbon guy. You're a Scotch guy. Let us impress you, brother. Let us impress you.
and you got a whole group of people who know it, what I've got in my collection to some degree. They can definitely help you out.
Yeah, I tell you what. To that end, Dustin, we have had when we've done giveaways before. We'll list 5 whiskeys, and people are like, "Oh, which one should I choose?" And people will chime in. So that's always
Yeah,
helpful. Lion's Fire is amazing. My favorite lag so far. I'm trying to think ever. You know something else that bothers me about that one, Dustin, is I hate the packaging.
that's why I think we need to give it to you blind. Yeah, once the packaging gets away from you, the whiskey will help.
I hate that packaging, man. Hate it.
I agree. I hate the tube. And the thing is, it's not even that it looks bad. It's just that it's not laggable, and they had the best damn packaging in the industry.
Exactly. I mean, let me tell you something. There was nothing you need to change about it. I remember the first time I saw a bottle of Lagavulin 69, I thought, that's what Scotch should look like. Like, look at that bottle. It feels old but timeless. I loved just that look, the square box. It's just, come on.
I
Dude,
agree, Blake.
Blake, you know what I was telling someone else this. This is going to be just we'll find out 20 years from now. It was just like the McDonald's lottery games where someone on the inside was giving all the winning tickets to their buddies or their cousins or something like that, and we had no chance of winning because I don't know anybody who wins. Anybody. You know how many times, Dustin, someone will win and it goes unclaimed? Because someone just put in their name and they won and like, I don't want to. I don't want the Eagle Double Rare for 2,200 as it turns out, even though I asked for it. All those should come right to me.
It'd be a good system.
It'd be a great system. He's talking about the Lagavulin. John, if you're only going to have one, that's a good one, brother.
That's a hell of a only one to have tried.
Yeah, that's lucky. You could have got the 19. Then never liked whiskey again.
Man, that came
Hey!
out. That 19 came out. We ended up over the course of like a month, Mike. We had the 19, and then we had that port and wine Carchis Lefroy,
Yes.
and then I think
And we was the third one, too.
and then what was that Talisker 8-year, the rum finish? We had that right around the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, what has happened to whiskey?
Is it my palate, or do I not know how to judge whiskey anymore? That was a brutal one, man. Yeah, that was probably our worst run of whiskeys for like a week. Every whiskey we tried was just horrific. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, Stephen. 2015. I'll say this about 2015, Stephen. I thought that was Jack of all trades, master of none. I thought the 15 did a lot of things pretty well, but nothing really well. I thought it was like for like smoke, texture, just all the things I'm looking for in Lagavulin. I thought I did everything like in a 7.5, but nothing like in a 9. But that's just the 15. That's just me.
And we've got this flipped here, which unfortunately, but I picked this up yesterday as well, Mike. This is an experimental 15-gallon 100% malted rye. And I kid you not, the one they gave us straight from the barrel there tasted like, and I kid you not, Mike, I thought at the end I was getting garlic butter on the finish.
Really?
Yeah. It was like herbal garlic butter. I was like, that's incredible and different.
I tell you what, yeah, buddy. I tell you what, you can still find old Lagavulins every once in a while.
Yeah, well, Colin, Colin says he's a big fan of Springbank. Kalila sounds incredible. I don't have any epic Kalilas like Mike does, Colin. I think I could probably get you something pretty epic in the Springbank category, like say a 21 or a 25. Just saying.
If anyone's got epic Springbank, it's Dustin. Springbank, he can take care of you on too. Kalila's funny. We have so many. Almost every Kalila I've ever tried has been a good whiskey.
Yeah, I think that 24 year that we reviewed recently, Mike, I'm pretty sure that bottle we left with way too little to even pour a sample, I think.
All right, man, let me ask you this. If you're going to win the Ohio Lottery and you win it for the Eagle Rare 10, what do you think? The world hates me?
I mean,
I mean, you take it.
I like Eagle Rare 10 disproportionately more than a lot of people, but that would suck.
Yeah, and the Rip
Like
Van
that's the
Winkle
one I
10,
want.
just like, jeez. I mean, the Rip Van Winkle 10 is better than the Lot B. I'll say that about it. Yeah, this okay, so you want a Weller 12. I mean, yeah, it's bad.
Weller
I
12
mean,
would be a fun one just because that's a hard one to get. It's a the proof on that one really ruins it for me.
we gotta find a Kahlua 12. Oh my goodness, George. So Kahlua, okay, so let me tell you something, Colin. My first Kahlua ever was the Kahlua 12. And that was the only mediocre Kahlua I ever had. Ever. I really wasn't a fan of the 15 unpeated, but the 18 unpeated were incredible. I have a 12 that I just got from Face Shield.
I
That
do have
was
some
it was
unpeated ones that are really good, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if they meet the epic category. Now, I will say this: I do have Tobias and the Angel, which is half Kalila, half Klein Leash. That's we weren't super high on it, but that's a really nice whiskey that is half Kalila.
Yeah, you did want to sample Kahlua 35. That was seriously good. I got 3 bottles of that.
35 is epic, yeah.
Yeah, that's epic whiskey.
Yeah, the one thing is Mike is definitely way more on the peated side than I am. I like my peat more subtle when I spend big bucks. Not that I don't enjoy heavily peated whiskey, because I
Yeah,
do.
Colin, if you'd have won mine, Colin, that would definitely have been something you could have had, my friend. But trust me, Springbank, he'll take care of you.
Highland Park 26, Cadenhead. He said he got the 28. I've got the 26 open.
Who has the 28? Who says that? Oh,
Colin said he got one of the 28s. I think there he is. Yeah.
After watching the reviews of yeah.
I've got the
Okay.
Cadenhead 26 year open. So if you haven't had that one, that's another pretty good option there. So
You know
just
what?
putting some stuff out there. I got Glen going 30. I've got Linkwood 37 year. Ardbeg 25 was we just trashed it earlier. But hey, if it's one of those like things you just want to check off on the bucket list.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was talking with I think it was
Oh wait,
Steve.
Mike, I've got that Kalila Cadenhead 34-year-old.
Oh shit, yeah. I totally
Oh,
forgot about
Colin,
that.
so if you're looking for Kalila, I got the 34-year-old Cadenhead. I would be more than
Half
happy to put
strength.
you up
Yeah,
with
that
that.
was a really good whiskey.
That's a really good whiskey. It's a little more. It's more like a Port Ellen profile than like a Kalila profile. But who's turning down
That
Port
ain't a bad thing
Ellen? No, it is not.
at all. Okay, so Dustin, this goes for you too, buddy. I was talking with Steve Conner over the weekend, and he was talking about the 25 HP from that 3 bottle series from Caden, the 26, 20, and 25.
Yeah.
The one 25, as you know, I was never able to get my hands on. He told me that was the best one.
I just saw somebody doing samples of all 3 the other day, and I was like, man,
Yes,
I
that's what
wanted.
brought it up.
I was thinking about it, but it's like, man, the only one I don't have is the 25, and I really want to try it.
Thank you, Mike B. I appreciate it, brother. Mike B. Hey, man, this is the guy who just sent me these samples. The Lagavulin White Horse and all these things right here.
Mike B, make sure you tell Mike that he's supposed to share at least a little.
Buddy, I told you I was going to share with you.
I'm
I was
kidding.
actually, Mike, I was actually going to pour one of these, but I didn't see you on here. I was going to pour like the Ardbeg Elements Isla or something because we never had an Elements Isla. So I was just telling Dustin about this. I sent you an email. I just got these out today, man. Great job of packaging here. I've been packaging myself, so I appreciate everything. And believe me, my friend, I'll send you something nice back.
Oh, Colin, get the Cadenhead over that one going. If you want if you're thinking sherry, I can. The Highland Park's better. I could probably do some kind of Kavaline. Again, only get the Glen going 30 if it's a bucket list one for you. That's one. It's really good, but you're better off with the Cadenhead Kalila. If anybody in the chat can think of something from my collection that might be that we reviewed that I just can't think of, let us know.
There's Colin. That's a wise statement, Colin.
Yeah.
That should be somewhere in our logo. I'll never turn down Springbank.
All right, Colin. Yeah, get us the information. I'll pour that, and I'll see Mike this weekend. We'll kind of figure everything out for getting that shipped to you.
Dustin, I'm gonna put that on your tombstone.
Never turned down a Springbank. Hey, I've turned down 2 Springbanks in my life. the 30, and I passed on a Hazelburn something or other that just didn't excite me. And I regret the Hazelburn.
I agree. I've just had a bad Kahlua. No, I've never had a bad Kahlua, but I will say the standard 12 is the least of all the Kahlua I've had by a long stretch. It does nothing to get better from there.
My King of Kentucky collection is not what it once was, Cohen. It's been 3 years now since I got a bottle, so.
Hey, that's the right answer, though.
It's not. That's definitely not the wrong answer. I would definitely send one off, but it's definitely one that I am. I was had some people asking about it. I'm like, that's one I want to keep to small groups if I'm bringing that out.
Glengoyne 30 sounds amazing because it is amazing. That is. Dustin and I have this conversation all the time about this particular store. We recently did a review of NAS Glengoyne versus Glendronach.
Oh, yeah.
And I like Glendronach at almost every age, especially starting at 15. They're all good. I don't like Glengoyne until you hit 25. But the 30 is super special.
25 was also the first time they stopped doing 43% on any of their age-stated stuff.
Now, there is two of them. I'll let you know that I've seen, Jordan. Clio 34s. There is definitely two. Dustin, what's the ABV on yours? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Like just right at 50, like 50.1 or something like that.
Right, and I want to say there's a 52% one or something like that. So the one Dustin have is a little bit more highly thought of.
Yeah, so you're a little behind, Mike, but I think Colin has decided the Cadenhead 34 is the way to go, and I think he made the right decision.
Yeah, that's an epic whiskey. Anytime you get 30-year-old whiskey, 30-plus-year-old whiskey, man, that's something special. Yeah, Mike B, appreciate it, brother. Mike was the one who chimed in on that White Horse review. Was just like, hey man, I got a White Horse 16, a few other things. I'll just send you some samples. So, man, very, very generous of you.
I'm super excited, Mike. Trust me, I think we're probably this weekend going to review at least the 16 White Horse.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that Octomore OBA, that concept, I had that one other time. I'd love to get another chance of that.
And Mike, right, any whiskeys you see in our that we've reviewed that you're kind of looking at and going, ooh, I really want to try that, just make a comment on the video. One of them might show up at your door. You never know.
Never know. All right, listen, we've ran a little over on this one. We usually keep it 90 minutes. We're going about an hour and a half, but, we've got a good time.
It's a celebration, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, again, we want to, thank all you guys for, tuning in for 500,000 views. A lot of you guys have been with us for a long time, so we appreciate the long-standing viewership and friendship you guys have given us. So we tried to do a few bottles that we got through some of our whiskey friends, and we're happy to send you guys a few other things as well. So thank you for me and Dustin.
Comments here. So, Dram Yankee, I did try the 2022, but remember, they're single barrels. I had a really good single barrel. You may have had a bad one, man. They do exist.
For sure. Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
And then I love this one from our buddy another buddy in Canada. What's up, Alex? And the Teapot Dram.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. I misspoke. I did really enjoy that one. I was just more talking about their core range, the 12, 18, 21 comparatively.
Oh, and Greg McDonald just coming in right at the end here. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. And PX Deanston, yes, please.
Yeah, our boy Keith's coming. He's a big fan of the Deanston, isn't he? He usually brings a couple of the dirty ones.
Yeah, there are some like really good and really mediocre ones, and then it's hit or miss. But PX and Deanston sounds good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, everybody's just saying cheers to us. So
Port Ellen, yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Mike, let's I think comments are in. I think everybody's gotten a chance to say their piece. So,
all right, guys. Well, again, we want to thank you guys. We've been doing a few more of these live streams lately, so we'll definitely continue that and do probably once a month at least at this point. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. And Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.